Okay, microphone is on. Hello, hello, hi. It is Equinox Eterna. It is me again. What am I doing in this page? Okay, we're here. Oh, I forgot to do my dailies. Yay! Well, I thought that maybe, just maybe, I finish this today and then I don't know if tomorrow I still have time to do the Enfield stories. All three four Surturange and Levatain, Gilberta, and Yvonne, and Wolgar. All four. If I still have the time to do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. If not, I'll rush it today before after I finish this. So probably tomorrow stream. Arna's stream, Enfield stream, and I don't know. I don't know anymore. Yeah, Friday. Next Friday is gonna be either Corposant Part 2, starting with Part 2, or Walling 1.1. Unless Walling comes Wednesday at night. If it comes Wednesday at night, then we can probably play it. Right when it comes out. So there's no problem with that. Well, I don't know. I don't know yet. She's so good. Ulrid, she's the best. Okay, where did I left my YouTube chat? There we go. There we go. Let me finish my dailies because I spent today playing all day the Arnight's new game mode. What the hell am I doing here? It's weird. Weird as hell. I still don't have any idea of what I'm doing. So come on. Come on. Nothing. Of course. Come on. Bro. Okay. And all of the rest of the study here. There's something else. Claim. We go here, resend. All this. We get this, and daily is done. Now I can close the game. I'll do this tomorrow. Oh yeah, the combat exercise. Oh, a Niketa. Weird. I haven't seen any Niketas alone in the combat simulator. So we are gonna give them a win. And now to obliterate any other Papasha, for example. It's gonna go down. Combat start. Come on, Kluke. It wasted more time in the Kluke giving herself buffs than in anything else. Come on! Okay, we're done here. Right? Weekly actions. Weekly ends. Okay. I have only 20 pulls. Man. What do I do? Here. Okay, let's continue with Corposant. Artifact recovery. Yep. And Splash Bash is the other minigame. So when I'll do it on my own time when all of them are unlocked. Corposant, part 1.5. All these we have. So let's jump. The familiar hum echoes in her ears. The sound of countless instruments and machines interweave into an endless industrial symphony. Inside the hibernation capsule, the cold touch of metal presses in from all sides, binding Alva tightly and leaving her unable to move. Alva ASMR, let's go! Alva slowly opens her eyes. Her vision shifts from a blur to clarity. The scene before her is no different from before. She's in the same narrow, specially designed capsule with the same busy marionette doll researchers milling about outside. And through the observation window, legs crossed as she perches on a high stool, is Silobeg. Oh my! The Sleeping Beauty is finally awake! Silobeg springs up exaggeratedly and scampers to the observation window, pressing her entire face against the glass. Her distorted grin looks eerie and slightly comical. She taps the glass with a finger as if knocking on a fish tank. Oh, absolutely marvelous. Marvelous on a Sunday. She suddenly falls back a step, cupping her face with one hand, eyes wide. I told you little brain will be turning into mush this time for sure. And yet you regained consciousness. Me sigue la gran que te perdí el way past the red line. How terrifying. Chilwig spins as she talks, making a little gesture beside her temple to convey how mind-blowing she finds the situation. Then abruptly freezes. She bends down and presses her face close to the window again. It looks like a really underestimated Pandora's endurance. Samantha shows masterpiece indeed. She bares her teeth in a wide grin, then suddenly slumps in disappointment, letting out an exaggerated sigh as his shoulders drop. What a shame. I was actually planning to recover your data fragments and put your neural cloud back together piece by piece, like a puzzle. Might have found something interesting. She traces shapes into her as if assembling an imaginary jigsaw. It is now apparent that even if I really wanted to destroy your little brain, I probably couldn't. She shrugs, then abruptly puts on an expression of sympathy, blinking her big eyes and putting her lips in an exaggerated manner. All right, my dear Albochka, I'm so terribly sorry for the pain you just went through. She takes an over the top pose in apology, right hand to her chest, left hand drawing circles in the air. Who could have guessed that my dear partner, the very elegant and refined Priscilla, always says peace to everyone, we completely lose our temper over a few harmless jabs from you. those weren't jabs, those were parries. And if she can handle a parry from the self-proclaimed weakest doll in Defy, then what in the hell is a Syrian doll? But don't worry, sweetheart. I wasn't the one who turned the power up that high. Miss Sigla was the violent maniac who twisted the dial all the way. She pressed his finger to her lips in a conspiratorial, sushing gesture. What Igla did went way past the safety limits, past even what I expected. My goodness, I was scared out of my mind. Even I wouldn't dare turn the power up that high. Who knows what might happen? The whole lab could have blown up. Boom. But really, darling, I couldn't stop her. You know better than I do. She's a complete monster. If she loses her temper again, who knows what will happen? I might really get chopped into tiny little pieces. She makes a throat sliding gesture, sticks out her tongue, then breaks into giggles. Alva merely watches her maniac display in silence, her eyes totally flat. Oh dear, did I ramble too much, Igla? Shelbeck suddenly stops and slightly and lightly smacks her own cheeks, as if admonishing herself. You are the star here, isn't that right, Alboshka? She smiles sweetly, licking her lips as tone suddenly becomes low and enticing. So you survived that. Impressive. But miracles aren't infinite, you know. You of all people shouldn't understand how painful a neural assault can be. Should understand. She leans against the observation window, fingertips gliding lightly across the glass. So maybe now you'd be more inclined to tell me a little secret. She tilts her head, her voice almost coquettish. Yet a dangerous glint shine in her eyes. Alva doesn't answer right away, even though she senses that she has regained the ability to speak. Whether because her condition has improved, or because Chilovic has disabled some restrictions, she doesn't know. Regardless, she simply stares at Chilovic. Her gaze is subtly calm and still, like stagnant water without the slightest ripple. Nyeh. So that little bit of pain was nothing to you, eh? Chilovic puts and stomps her foot like a child denied candy. Then her expression rapidly shifts. She leans close to the glass, a cruel smile spreading across her face. Figures. After all, you're a bunch of monsters who had never experienced that. Never even experienced that. I wouldn't be so sure. Have you suffered the crushing pressure of a whole submarine base destroying over yourself while doing a sacrificial assault to save someone who will sacrifice itself anyways? Alva's eyelids twitch. What do you want me to tell you? I have been imprisoned here for a long time. You are probably more aware of Boy Mastina or O43's whereabouts than me. As for information about Task Force Defy, Paradis already knows more than enough. You are the ones hiding in the shadows. We are the hunters. No, my dear. You got it all wrong. Chilovic wags a finger and pronounces away. I'm not interested in that stuff at all. Only Miss Igla worries about that kind of boring nonsense. I thought you were partners. I thought you were partners. Allow me to correct you, sweetheart. We are just collaborators. It's a working relationship, a pure exchange of interest. Like pizza and cola, totally different, but they sometimes show up together. Pizza. She was a finger like a strict teacher, even though the knowledge might as well come from a child. At the moment, we just happen to share a goal that hardly makes us comrades. Like her sword, she did my brain. Simple as that. I said partners. Our aspirations aren't even the same. How long do you think this partnership can last? Her smile suddenly vanishes and her tone turns grave. Tell me, did Task Force the Five make this far bound together by interest alone? Alva lifts her head slightly. Since their encounter at that base, this is the first time she truly meets Shilovich's eyes. Then what is your aspiration? Shilovich snaps her fingers lightly and her grin reappears. With that gesture, the marionette doll researchers bustling around the lab all freeze, turn and stare at Alva with hollow eyes. They stand in perfect unison, like soldiers awaiting orders, silently watching her. An oppressive presence. Chilowe slowly walks back to the observation window, her voice dripping with temptation. To be honest, even though I love chatting and talking and acting like I know everything, I still think I don't enough about you, the five dolls. You're always scurrying around like rats after all. Give me a second. But this much I know. You harbor an almost obsessive hatred for Paradius. I'm back. I find that hatred fascinating and confusing. Her tone grows somber, and a fanatic light blazes in her eyes. To me, Paradius research is nothing short of a miracle. Technology that surpasses humanity's current limits. She throws her arms wide as if embracing the entire world. We are exploring the mysteries of life, creating miracles of evolution. It's like magic, only better, because it's science. Her eyes gleam as she stares into empty space. Even if it requires some small sacrifices along the way, it incurs a few negligible costs. The final results will be beautiful, forced, so dazzling, so exquisite. Just like baking a cake, you have to break a few eggs. She mimes cracking eggs, then lifts her hands as if presenting an invisible cake. We'll lead humanity into the next stage of evolution. We'll create a brand new, better world. She pauses, her tone softening like she's speaking to a lost child, though the fervor in her eyes remains. And you, sweet Alva, you could have been part of that new world. You have such a powerful neural cloud, such extraordinary potential, yet you are trapped in this outdated shell bound by meaningless hatred. What a waste! Such a terrible waste! Shelby theatrically wipes away non-existent tears, lamenting Alva's incomprehensible choice. So, how about it, Albochka? I'll give you a chance. A chance to let go of the past and embrace the future. If you join us, I'll grant you one wish. One you can possibly refuse. A wish? That would be... Ta-da! Reviving your former commander. Don't you dare. She drags out each syllable, her voice tantalizing. Don't you fucking dare. At the sound of Angelia's name, Alva's pupils contract sharply. You have seen me come back from the dead. Twice. You know I can do it. She grins as she mimes clawing her way out of a grave. Even though 10 years have passed, the engram of Angelia's consciousness have been preserved in Paradius database this whole time. The moment you give the green light, I don't even need all the 5 members of Global, just yours. I'll give her back to you. As far as I know, that's the biggest source of hatred you have towards Paradius anyway. Well, it's a fair deal, right? A perfect win-win if you ask me. Chilovig sways smugly, watching Alva's reaction, convinced that she struck her weakness. Do you really mean it? Chilovig's eyes light up, a satisfied smile spreading across her face. Of course, sweetheart. I'm Dr. Chilovig. Chilovig never lies, at least not to her friends. She places one hand over her heart and raises the other high in solemn oath. How do I know you're not lying? Maybe everything you have said was just to trick me into handing over a 43. I heard your conversation. You're trying to complete Project Eden. That's the common goal you share with Igla. I don't believe you had to abandon something that important just to convert me. Alva's voice trembles slightly, though she tries to keep it steady. She peers at Chilovig with a mix of hope and doubt, waiting for an answer, seeking confirmation that the woman before her is telling the truth. Ha! Chilovig slaps her tight and bursts into exaggerated laughter. Oh, darling, you can underestimate me. I'm a genius who can multitask. I can win you over and then complete Project Eden at once. Like dancing a perfect duet, my feet is stepping one way, my hands moving another. Then, what exactly is Project Eden? You really want to know that badly? She arches an eyebrow, leaning forward as if sharing a grand secret. In her eyes, Alva has clearly been shaken by the offer and is starting to waver. Alright then, since you are so curious, I'll let you into the gist of it. She steps closer to the observation window, lowering her voice. Project Eden is a magnificent project, one that can change humanity's destiny. Through a flower, the drowsing butterflies will get a glimpse of a new world no one has ever set foot in. A world without war, without disease, without pain. A world of nothing but joy, happiness, and eternity. She spreads her arms and closes her eyes as if already seeing it. In that world, everyone can shed the shackles of flesh and gain eternal life. Everyone can realize their dreams, its possibilities are endless. All this requires a qualified flower to serve as an essential key. Her eyes snap open and blaze with fanatic light. She has revealed another term, key. Do you understand now, sweetheart? It's time for you to decide. Chilovig smiles faintly, tossing the key toward Alva. She doesn't notice that while she was busy making her impatient speech, Alva's gaze has already grown cold. The faint hesitation has vanished completely, leaving only scorn and fury. It really does sound magnificent. So, basically, you're planning to use that child to open the gateway that activates the relics. You built a device that imitates the starfish, didn't you? No wonder you needed the Girard group to gather collapsed particles. What exactly do you plan to do with this space triggered by the relics? Alva's rapid-fire questions catch Chilovig completely off guard. You? Wait, how do you know all this? Chilovig's smile freezes, shock and anger flashing across her face. She rushes to her terminal, only to discover the central system firewall has already completely failed. That's when it dawns on her. Alva has infiltrated the servers. She might have read all the classified data. You played me? Her voice turns sharp, her sweet smile twisting into something grotesque. Looks like you're not as smart as you think. Why do you think I came? This time, it is Alva whose voice is dripping with open mockery. But at least you got one thing right. You don't hold a candle to Dr. Shaw. Ooh! Ooh, that burn! Oh, this event is amazing. 1.5 has been... Well, not 1.5. Since the latest stages of 1, all of them have been Alva burning everyone that goes against her. Ooh. Freezeborn. Silhouette expression shifts rapidly, anger, hurt, rage, before finally settling into a warped smile. What a pity. I was going to give you a chance. How generous of me. But since you don't know what's good for you... She slams her hands against the observation window with a deafening bang. See, you prefer your previous treatment. No matter, since you survived the neural attacks, let's see how you'd fare in reality. I should hope you can keep out that thought attitude next time, sweetheart. A sick smile spreads across her face as she presses her face up close to the glass. Alva no longer hides her fury. She glares at Chilobit with open contempt and disgust. Oh, I will. I will make Paradius, as well as the Yara group, pay for everything you have done. As for you, I will personally twist your head off. I will make you pay for insulting Angie. Silhouette guffaws as if she used her the funniest joke. I'm really looking forward to it, Albochka. Very much looking. Beep. Suddenly, red lights flash through the lab. Alarms flood the room. Forward. The smile freezes on Chilobet's face as she stares at Alba in disbelief. What have you done? Alba answers her with a hint of derision. What do you think? Chilobet stands stunned for 3 seconds, then snaps out of it. She rushes back to the terminal, trying to initiate self-destruction, but the system rejects her again and again. You really shouldn't make the same mistake twice. By the way, have you brought poison this time? If not, you'd better run, or it'll be too late. Just remember, I just got lots of things to take care of. I'll come back for you once I'm done. Don't miss me! She blows an exaggerated kiss, then turns and sashays out of the lab without looking back. You are up, boy Bastina. Alba closes her eyes. There is no panic, no hesitation, just calmness that seems out of place on a prisoner in enemy captivity. Her fingers twitch slightly, as if playing a silent melody. Meanwhile, deep beneath the Girard Group's facilities, we must in a mix of final preparation within the labyrinthine sewer system. We must is leaning against a damp wall. Before her flows a holographic projection of the Girard Group underground complex. This is one of the things she prepared before Moimastin and Alba entered Lviv, originally intended as a retreat plan. No one thought it would be now used for an assault. Moimastin is laden with carefully prepared tactical gear, breaching tools, electronic jammers, spare magazines, and several compact EMP devices. Each has been checked and calibrated to ensure flawless performance. She finishes her third equipment check, shuts down the map, and stands upright. In a corner of the seaward, Helena keeps a clear distance from Boymastina. She curls up on a rotating pipe in the shadows, watching Boymastina's every move with vigilance. 3 metal spheres orbit her, ready to form a defensive array. Moving in 1 minute. Boymastina's voice is low and steady, though it is unclear who she is addressing. She inspects her assault rifle, making sure that every mechanical component is optimal, then sits the magazine in one smooth, silent motion. Helena watches her proficient handling of the weapon and instinctively shrinks back. The 3 metal spheres move at once, forming a miniature protective barrier before her. Boymastina notices the movement, but shows no emotional response. She simply continues with her preparations, scanning the surroundings with wolf eye and running self-diagnostics. Route confirmed. Helena leans forward slightly, seemingly curious about Boymastina's muttering, but quickly withdraws when Boymastina looks up at her. Is he up there? Boymastina nods briefly. She takes a small device from her tactical pack. After a moment of hesitation, she sets it on the ground between herself and Helena without moving closer. For emergency, President will release a wide area interference signal. Helena stares at the device but doesn't reach for it. One of her metal spheres glides over, lightly prods it as if checking for danger, then carefully carries it back to her. Boymastina watches calmly, offering no comment. Once Helena has it, she turns back to her own gear. We the 5 members all have inbuilt trackers that only respond to each other. The range is only 2 kilometers. Very archaic signal, but only the 3 of us can recognize it. It is a key component of her and Alva's bridge formation, and not the lifeline of this rescue mission. Helena listens, her wariness easing slightly, though she still keeps her distance. Why did she stay behind? The question catches Boymastina off guard. She pauses what she's doing and looks at Helena. Something subtle shifts in her eyes. For the mission. For you. The short, direct answer seems to weigh on Helena. She lowers her head and murmurs softly. She and Helena are strangers. Helena fell silent, as if pondering what Boymastina just told her. You save her? The question once again gives Boymastina's pause. She meets Helena's gaze. I will. Save? Yes. Boymastina nods. I can take you along. Helena sighs within. Take me! No. Boymastina shakes her head. It's dangerous. I can protect you. Very strong! Helena points at herself. Boymastina draws her broken combat knife and uses the snapped blade to carve a grotesque face in the ground. She's strong. Stronger than me. Ooh! Helena looks down at the crude drawing. Even generously speaking, it's terrible, but she recognizes the eagle all the same. Super strong. Helena droops, dejected. So wait here. I'll rescue Alva, then come back for you. Okay. Helena seems to remember something. The 3 metal spheres beside her begin to rotate slowly, emitting a faint hum. One of the spheres breaks formation and floats up in front of her. Helena reaches out with her small hands, gently cups the sphere, and offers it to Boymastina. Oh, that's so cute! This, for you! To protect you! Her tone is serious, resolute, and like entrusting something precious. Boymastina freezes slightly as she looks at the sphere. She might not fully understand Helena's specific circumstances, but she knows the spheres are Helena's weapon as well as her defense system. She wants to refuse. Helena needs it more. But seeing the expectant look in Helena's eyes, she finally relents and accepts it. Thank you. The sphere feels cold in her hand, but the texture doesn't feel exactly metallic to her. Once the sphere comes into contact with Boimastina, it seems to gain awareness and floats up to hover at her side. Helena nods with satisfaction. She steps back slightly, her eyes never leaving Boimastina. Boimastina rises to her full height and looks up toward the seaward exit once more. Her gaze sharpens, resolute, like a beast about to strike. Mythoclast! She takes a deep breath and rolls her shoulders. Her joints crack softly. I sure hope that when M16 comes back, I say it every time that I hear the Mythoclast thing here in Exilium. When M16 comes back, I want a new remix of this song. She is ready. No one will stop her. She launches upward like a battering ram, smashing through the metal grating in an instant. The entrance is torn open, and a shaft of bright light comes pouring down. The light falls on Helena, who has stayed behind on her own. She lifts her head slightly, waiting in silent obedience. Poor Helena. Let's go, Alva, let's go. Let's go, Alva, let's go. I mean, sending over the security system plans now. Sending over the security systems plans now. Coordinates shared. Copy that. Wait for me. At least one allied unit reaches the designated area. Where? Here? Oh, that's easy. Come on. Boom. How many? Lose no more than... Okay. Boom. Rapid, heavy footsteps echo through the empty corridor. If not for Alva's signal guiding her, Boimastina will never have discovered the secret Paradise laboratory hiding inside this glossy, immaculate building. She can't find, nor does she bother to look for, the switch to any hidden door. After confirming the location, she simply smashes through the wall with brute force, revealing the dark passage beyond. Helena's metal sphere follows closely behind. It emits a beam of blue light to scan the passage for traps and surveillance devices. Then it precisely fires several jamming pulses that cripple the electronics along the way. Yay! After destroying the automated sentry turrets lining the corridor, she drives a powerful kick into the heavy metal door standing at the far end, producing a deafening crash. Under the tremendous force, the metal door twists and caves inward, nearly tearing free from its frame. The hinges let out an agonized screech, like a cry of pain under unbearable strain. Debris flies, dust fills the air. As the door finally collapses completely, Boimastina figure that appears in the laboratory entrance, like an unescalable mountain. She takes in the busy marionette doll researchers, the complex instruments and machinery, but in the end her gaze settles on the specially designed hibernation capsule. Even without confirming the signal, she knows that Alva is in there. Boimastina. Likewise, despite being trapped inside the capsule, Alva is aware of Boimastina's arrival. Her voice, coming from within the capsule, sounds weak, utterly different from when she confronted Chilobate earlier. Weak, but unmistakably clear. More importantly, there's an air of inevitability in her tone, as if everything has unfolded exactly as she calculated. The moment Boimastina steps into the lab, the once busy marionette dolls abruptly turn toward her in unison, their eyes glowing a terrifying red. Blades and firearms extend from hands once used for research with a whoosh. In the very next second, they all launch away Boimastina together. At that instant, Helena's metal sphere deploys its full weapon system, transforming into a floating spherical turret. Precise energy beams fire from multiple angles, striking key points on several marionette dolls and opening a path for the Webmaster. These dolls are even stronger than the guards outside. A blade hacks into Boymaster's frame, carving a deep wound. Move! But Boymaster pays it no mind. She grabs one of them and yanks her, tearing off the arm with a polymer vibration blade attached to it. Without a single pause, she swings the severed limb like a weapon. The limb slams into another doll's head with tremendous force. Its skull explodes instantly, electronic components and oil spraying everywhere. Boymaster's movements are clean, decisive and packed with raw power. In the next moment, she has already closed in on the remaining dolls. Weapons extended from the arms fire continuously. Bullets rain down on Boymaster, sending sparks flying violently across her frame. Yet she seems unfazed, her steps never slowing. Soon, only one figure remains standing in the laboratory. She stands amid the wreckage, her body splattered with synthetic blood and machine oil. Strong as she may be, Boymaster is still covered in wounds. The metal sphere hovers at her side, scanning the remains of the floor, checking for any units that haven't been fully disabled. Ignoring the sphere, she strides straight towards the capsule holding Alva. She lifts her right arm and drives it straight, the metal hatch like a blade. Then she hooks her thumb in and rips hard, tearing the capsule door right off. I hope she does that with me. Alva sits quietly inside. Alva! I'm fine. Everything went according to the plan. Everything well according to the plan. Her voice is still soft, but her eyes are razor sharp and fully alert. Boymaster lowers her gaze to the cables and restraints bending Alva's frame. Having fought her way here with sheer violence, she now becomes careful and precise, slowly removing each restraint. The torn cables, still sparking, silently testify the torment Alva endured while imprisoned. Wars snap with crackling pops, sending sparks flying. Restraints tear loose with ripping hisses falling to the floor. Soon, Alva is completely free. The moment she regains her freedom, she stands up on her own without waiting for the Boymaster's help. No greetings, no visible relief. She just gently pushes Boymaster aside and walks straight toward the terminal at the center of the lab. Her objective is crystal clear, as if every step has long been planned. At this moment, Alva looks less like a rescued captive and more like an operative who has finally reached her target. Where's Helena? Where's Helena? Alva extracts an auxiliary digit from her hand, then draws a data cable from the back of her neck and plugs it directly into the terminal. The motion is fluid, nothing like someone who has just survived an almost lethal neural attack, and far more like a hunter finally longing for her prey. In the sewers. I told her to stay there. Alva frowns slightly with some concern. Boymaster keeps her eyes on Alva, running rapid diagnostic with her wolf eye. When she confirms there's no severe damage, the tension in her body eases almost imperceptibly. It's safer there. She then scans the room and locates the equipment stripped from Alva. Alva says nothing, her eyes are already flashing once more with cascading green data streams. Also, there's a comms link. Having retrieved Alva's gear, she moves to her side and re-equips everything piece by piece as Alva focuses on copying her data. At the same time, she points at the hovering metal sphere Helena gave her, indicating that it can serve as a communicator. Your nether cloud has taken quite a hit. I don't recommend hacking that this time. Every second counts, Boymaster. If I don't do this, there will be no point in everything we have done. I had learned more about the truth behind Project Eden. As expected, it's far more complex than we thought. I need to know more. And there's something else. They say the engram of Angie's consciousness is still in Paradise database, even now. That engram needs to be deleted. She deserves to rest in peace, Boy Mastina. Alva doesn't turn her head. Even as Boy Mastina finishes helping her get up, she remains fully focused on the terminal. Before the reinforcements arrive, before Eagle returns, we must decrypt and copy as much data as possible. We still know far too little about Paradius. It took me 2 minutes and 42 seconds to reach the Bodega Ridge lab. They had plenty of time to react. If we don't retreat in time, breaking out will be extremely difficult once that doll returns. I know. Alva doesn't waver. On the monitor behind her, the data scroll mirrors her flashing eyes. The data here is critical. If we can send them out, even if we fall here, it will be worth it. Understood. Mastina notes no longer objective. She heads towards the lab entrance that she has wrecked, crouches down and begins setting traps. Alarms continue to wail through the lab and corridors. Amidst flashing red lights and piercing sirens, Boy Mastina and Alva work in silence, swiftly assuming their respective roles. Even after completing every preparation she can, Boy Mastina says nothing more. She simply positions herself behind Alva and stands guard. She will protect Alva and fight for her decisions. In turn, Alva handles everything else, pointing Boy Mastina toward the path forward. Just as it's always been. She's so cute. Okay, 2 more notes. Inside the laboratory, aside from the shrill alarm looping endlessly, the only sounds are the low hum of operating machinery and the soft tapping of Alva's fingers striking the keyboard. On the screen, a progress bar crawls forward at an agonizing pace, as if racing against time itself. Every second seems unbearably long. Next time. Don't pull this kind of stunt again. No promises, but it probably won't happen again, Boy Mastina. The same trick won't work twice. If they catch me next time, they'll fry my Nira cloud outright. They could have done that this time. But you came. Helena is hidden. Once things are settled here, we'll live together. We'll live together. Alva's gaze is focused and intent. Even as she speaks to Boy Mastina, her eyes remain locked in the progress bar. Her fingers dance rapidly across the keyboard as if playing an impassioned piece of music. Suddenly, at a critical moment, a thunderous explosion erupts from outside the door, so loud it drowns out even the blaring alarm. The laboratory walls shudder as if struck by an earthquake. She's here. Alva's hands pause for less than half a second before calmly resuming their work. Unlike last time, Alva did not give Chilovic a chance to self-destruct. She could not destroy the data in the computer or wipe the hard drives. There is far too much intelligence here that they need, including the true detailed files of Project Eden. Boy Mastina raises her head. She gazes through the laboratory door, through the long corridor beyond, and into the distance. She's here. Boy Mastina says it calmly, as if stating something utterly trivial. She racks the bolt and grips a high polymer vibrating blade stripped from a marionette doll. I'm going. Good luck. Alva does not turn around, but she feels the faint movement of air behind her. Soundlessly, Boy Mastina figure vanishes from the laboratory. In the corridor, dust and smoke slowly disperse, revealing a graceful silhouette. Igla calmly strides through the wreckage left by the explosion, as thawed out for a leisurely stroll. Her suit remains perfectly pressed, her high heels click crisply against the rubble. Behind her follows a fully armed elite unit. Igla comes to a halt, slightly straightening her cuff. Her gaze settles forward. Her gaze settles ahead on Boy Mastina, who is standing like an unbreakable bulwark, blocking the way to the lab. Oh. Igla's voice is soft as velvet, yet carries undeniable force. She inclines her head slightly, as if greeting an old friend. Miss Boy Mastina, what an unexpected encounter. Thought I would be meeting Miss Alva instead. But after only a few steps, she stops once more. None of the guards behind her are human soldiers. All of them are marionette dolls directly under Igla's command, each personally selected and modified by her, capable of making short work of an ordinary tactical squad. Igla stands at the doorway, her gaze cold and sharp like a blade. And before her, on the road leading to the laboratory, that familiar figure blocks her path once again. This alone is reason enough for her to stop. Mastina does not respond. She gently sets the assault rifle in her hand down against the wall, then retrieves two long blades on her waist, gripping one in each hand. After the previous clash, both she and Igla know full well that conventional firearms are meaningless against tactical dolls of their caliber. Igla watches Boy Mastina movements, her lips curling into a smile. Ah, your choice of weapon reveals your intent. I understand. She lifts a hand lightly, signaling the unit behind her to halt. Please wait, my friends. This is a private invitation from a honored guest. Igla steps forward, her movements fluid and elegant, like a ballerina taking center stage. Her right hand brushes the slender rapier at her waist. Her left draws a silver and gold pistol, only to return it to its holster a moment later. Firearms, at our level of discourse, do seem a bit lacking in taste. She holsters the pistol and calmly draws the rapier from her waist. Under the lights, the blade gleams with a cold blaster. I must admit, I'm beginning to see the whole picture now. Her voice remains gentle, yet carries a peculiar note of admiration. Miss Alva's plan is indeed impressive. Her capture was no accident. It was a deliberate arrangement. A meticulously designed trap meant to lure us into bringing her into the core area, granting her access to classified data she otherwise could never reach. And you, Miss Boy Mastina, are now the final piece on the board, tasked with blocking any force that might interrupt the data transmission. Igla lightly flicks her rapier, tracing a graceful arc through the air. Such audacity, such courageous execution. It is truly astonishing. Task Force Defi's reputation is well deserved. When I come face to face with Miss Alva again, I must formally apologize for my earlier discourtesy. We must not remain silent. She lowers her center of gravity slightly and shifts into an optimal combat stance. You should, damn you! You insult my poor Albochka, only to get burned back. You should grovel in front of her right now. And naked Duquesa, if possible. And maybe John Telmo. We are going to take your young master too, so don't worry. Her wolf eye is running at high speed, analyzing Igla's every movement and possible lines of attack. I take your silence as confirmation. Still, allow me to express my personal respect. Though we stand on opposing sides, I sincerely admire your and Miss Alva's courage and intellect. Igla's tone is earnest, yet a dangerous glint flashes in her eyes. However, respect is respect, and duty is duty. I cannot allow your plan to succeed. Mr. Felon's future, the fate of the Yara group, and the completion of Project Eden all outweigh my personal feelings. He raises her rapier and points it at Boymaster menacingly. How much longer? How long does Miss Alva need to finish the data transfer? 5 minutes? 10? Ella studies Boymaster's reaction closely, so Boymaster remains utterly stoic and unresponsive. I see. Then it seems I must quicken the pace. She steps forward, the sound of her high heels striking the floor crisp and clear. Miss Boymastina, please forgive my forthcoming discourtesy. I will endeavor to ensure this process is both efficient and dignified. You talk too much. Boymastina finally speaks, her comment brief and blunt. Igla lets out a soft chuckle. The warmth in her eyes vanishes, replaced by eyes focus. Then let action replace words. She bends her knees and assumes the en-guard position in fencing. My apologies. I'm afraid I must interrupt Miss Alva's work. To combat! I didn't notice before, but the mark in her forehead is a Paradius mark. Probably? Maybe? I don't know. Okay. Maki has the scrutiny. So Alva is gonna get the buff. Ha! Boom. She died like Yamcha. Well, ¿quién tiene hambre? Clank. No, Dushev has the debuff. Only one instance of this effect can exist in the battlefield. Cannot be cleans. Meh. And sober. There we go. The clash of metal on metal echoes through the empty corridors like a piece of meticulously composed music. Every true sphere-glass blade is graceful and dazzling, as torches dancing on walls rather than fighting for her life. Her rapier traces perfect arcs through the air, though her movements are filled with flourishes. Each strike is measured to the millimeter, leaving no opening at all. Boymastina's answers with steady, precise blocks. The twin blades in her hands become extensions of her own body, every motion stripped of excess just like her personality. The battle between two top-tier tactical dorsals long pursuit pace. the bounce of ordinary combat, resembling an intense performance instead. I must admit, your fighting style is impressive, Miss Wimastina. Igla's voice remains mild and velvety, yet every word carries a razor-sharp killing intent. She speaks even as she threads her attack through nearly impossible angles, that appear seeming almost alive as it hunts for the tiniest gap in Boymastina's defense. So plain yet exquisitely precise, truly a pleasure to behold. Even in battle, I cannot help but offer you my sincere respect. Her high heels strike the floor in elegant rhythm, each step part of a dance, each step carrying lethal thread. Boymastina does not respond. All of her attention is focused on the fight. Her body is already covered in wounds. Her combat suit is slashed open in several places, posing synthetic components beneath her anti-sieve of biomimetic blood. Even so, her movement remains precise and efficient. Without the slightest hesitation or retreat. You don't seem to enjoy conversation during combat. What a pity. I had hoped to learn more about the story of Task Force Defy. No sooner does Sigla finish speaking than she abruptly accelerates her assault. The rapier leaves after images into her, every strike viciously angled at points that are hard for Boymastina to defend. At the same time, the few remaining marionette dolls behind her joined the fray, attempting to break through Boymastina's defense with front flanks. Boymastina's wolf eyes flashes. In the next instant, she twists her body at an almost impossible angle, narrowly evading Igla's deadliest thrust. Simultaneously, her long blade sweeps sideways, cleaving a charging marionette doll clearly half. Splendid! Your results truly live up to your expectation. Igla slides her head slightly and in genuine admiration. But I am afraid time is on my side. Miss Alva, data transfer requires time and the wear on your frame is already quite severe. As if to validate her words, the long blade in Boymastina's left hand emits an ominous sound of metal fatigue during the next block. With a sharp crack, the blade snaps in two. The broken edge spins away and embeds itself deep into the wall. Boymastina glances expressionlessly at the broken weapon in her hand, then casually discards it and grips the remaining blade with both hands. Her stance grows slightly constrained, but her gaze remains as firm as ever with the slightest hint of retreat. Weapon degradation is often a harbinger of a turning point. Perhaps you should consider a more dignified exit. Igla twirls her blade in a flourish, its cold sheen flashing beaming beneath the light. Her posture is unhurried, as though she holds complete control over the battle. Of course, I fully understand your duty as a guardian, but sometimes recognizing reality is also a form of wisdom. You are the only one left. We must answer calmly. Her gaze sweeps down the corridor. The marionette doll unit under Sigla's command has been almost entirely annihilated, leaving only a few that are barely able to move. Taking pride in your accomplishments is indeed something to be proud of. Igla smiles slightly, her eyes sharpened further. Which you seem to have forgotten. Even if I am the only one left, the outcome will not change. I will win, and then I will give my regards to Miss Alva personally. As for you, you will become just another line of data in the Hierarch Group's archives. Boymastina eyes giggle. Eyes Igla. What the hell? Ah, I'm tired. Brain is tired and I haven't had sugar today. You really are strong. As strong as me. Ayla quirks an eyebrow, a flicker of surprise across her eyes. That's a rather unusual way to evaluate yourself. When Dr. Shaw first created me, there was no doll in the world stronger than me. We both have terrible personalities. In that, we're the same. Vivacina's words are calm and definitive, not boastful. She's merely stating facts. An interesting observation. Are you implying there is some kind of familiarity between us? A trace of wariness flashes in Igla's eyes as she subtly adjusts her stance, preparing for the next exchange. You remind me of myself, so I thought I'd offer you a bit of advice. Mastina lifts a hand to her head and rolls her neck. If losing the title of the strongest doll leaves you with nothing. Before she gets to the end of the sentence, Mastina suddenly drops low to evade Igla's thrust at an unbelievable angle. The cold glint of the rapier skims just above her head, severing a few strands of hair. Then you are nothing at all. An insightful take. But I'm afraid you overlooked something crucial. Igla's voice remains calm, but an icy edge creeps into her tone. Her movements suddenly accelerate, the rapier transforming into a cordon of silver light that assaults Boymas in every direction. My reason for existence goes far beyond strength. It lies in unshakable loyalty to the young mistress. That is something you will never understand. Boymastina strains to block the relentless barrage. Fine cracks spread along her remaining blade, her movements begin to slow slightly, yet her eyes remain keen as ever. At that moment, a burst of precise gunfire rings out from the far end of the corridor. The bullets travel along nearly impossible trajectories through the complex environment, aiming straight at Igla's vitals. Igla reacts instantly. Her rapier arcs flawlessly through the air, no tipped bullets aside with ringing clangs, except for one. A single round pierced her shoulder, punching a hole through her pristine suit. Such precise going. How unexpected. Boymastina, go around here! Alva's voice rings out from the end of the corridor, clear and resolute. She stands at a perfect fire position, postured steady, muzzle trained directly on Igla. Without the slightest hesitation, Boymastina turns and sprints down the corridor at extraordinary speed. I'm afraid I cannot allow that. Igla's about to give chase when she notices Alva's muzzle dip slightly, revealing several small devices on the ground, blinking with red light. Roll. Now! A chain of exploding erupts, instantly turning the corridor into an inferno. Smoke, debris, and shattered concrete surge from all sides, engulfing Igla in the ruins. How rude. From within the dust comes Igla's cold, restrained voice. With a thunderous crash, piled up rubble is hurled aside by immense force, and her figure slowly emerges. Her suit is coated in dust. Her flawless hair is slightly disheveled, yet her posture remains immaculate, her murderous gaze sharper than ever. However, when the smoke finally clears, Alva and Boymastina are already gone, vanishing around the bend of the corridor. Such perfect combination, truly awe-inspiring. Ilya calmly dusts off her suit and straightens her cuffs. Her movements are unhurried, as thought the explosion moments ago was doing more than a trivial message. What? Did I just blank out? Her movements are unhurried, as thought explosion moments ago was nothing more than a trivial mishap. She touches the communicator at her ear, her voice cold and composed. All security units, enter full alert immediately. The resident targets are extremely dangerous. Do not allow them to escape. I want this entire building under my surveillance. She smooths the wrinkles on her suit, her gaze sharpening like a blade. I will have this reserved completely before the young mistress dinner time. Peacock's tail. Portrait, Punisher. A flare of light that cuts across the sky. We must deny the strongest sword in the world. Unlocked by Clean Corposant, part 1.5. That information changes. Nah. What am I doing? Corposant. Let's finish this. Homunculus, miracles and the work of immortal hands. In a luxurious suit, Theraman stands before the full-head window, looking down at the night scape of Lviv. His fingers drum the window frame lightly, his eyes flashing with apparent anxiety. After a moment's hesitation, he walks over to the sofa and sits down, then produces a specifically modified encrypted communicator from his inner pocket. He enters a long, complex password and deals a number. The call connects almost instantly. Wait, give me a second. Allergies. And it's summer still. We're entering autumn, but it's still summer, a lot of summer. He enters a long complex password and dials a number. The call connects almost instantly. Miss Chilovic, care to explain your actions? Ah, legislator, which part are you referring to? Chilovic's voice comes through the communicator, light and buoyant, as if she's letting him on some inside joke. I suggest you stop wasting both of our time. I'm not in nearly as good a mood as you seem to think. Don't be so snappy, legislator. I was only trying to help. Her drawl is playful, yet carries a pointed undercurrent. Help? By help you mean pulling one of the mission targets out of the research institute just as my people were preparing to move. You know perfectly well that compared to killing the disobedient Orphelune, the Dirgent Doll was far more important objective. Oh. The line suddenly goes quiet, only Chilovic's faint breathing can be heard. You were the one who approached me in the first place, asking me to invest in Project Eden. I assume we were in a close cooperative relationship. And this is how you repay me? So, was this mission a success? What? Of course it failed, and whose fault do you think that is? Meaning Orphelon is still alive? Cinema is suddenly at a loss for words. From the other end comes an intentionally exaggerated peal of laughter. Even with other $30 assistant present, you still couldn't eliminate a pampered young girl whose hands have only ever touched lab equipment. Chilowit voice suddenly turned sharp, like a blade scraping across glass. If Igla had been there, wouldn't she have slaughtered your people like dogs? And you still have the nerve to ask me why I sent the $30 away. Are you an idiot? Cinnamon is left speechless by the barrage of insults. After venting her anger, Chilowit smoothly slips back into her unusual teasing tone. The time I voted for you wasn't meant to be wasted like this, you know, dear legislator. Instead of lashing at me, maybe you should hurry up and investigate why the assassination failed, despite sending your most capable subordinates. Chilowic's voice suddenly drops into a soft whisper, which sounds more menacing than any shout. You mean? Legislator, Gerard's ship is about to sink. That's why we came to you in the first place. But perhaps you have misunderstood something. You're not investing in us. We choose you to continue the investment. I do hope your performance proves worthy of our trust. Otherwise, you know how fickle I can be. The call cuts off abruptly, leaving only a burst of harsh static. Silverman stares at the communicator, his expression readable. He takes a deep breath, slips it back into his inner pocket, and sinks into thought. With ample personnel and combat resources, attacking a research institute located in the White Zone should have been effortless. So why did the mission still fail? Could someone have been obstructing his actions all along? A firm knock at the door interrupts Zimmerman's thoughts. Without waiting for a response, the door opens on its own. A tall man in military uniform strides inside. Zimmerman is about to erupt, but when he recognizes the man, he swallows his anger at once and puts on a flawless professional smile from his campaign posters. Who are you? Do I recognize you? Legislator, apologies for coming without an appointment. The soldier's tone is level and detached, devoid of any real apology and more a statement of fact. I thought you were accompanying the deputy minister at an event. The deputy minister sent me. She asked me to remind you, legislator, that your time is running short. Though the Gerard group is already on its last legs, it still holds the capital for a final gamble. If tomorrow's experiment proceeds smoothly, President will restore the global influence to its peak. Legislator, you're a smart man. With the urgency and across the entire military system, you have earned many supporters. But if such favor can produce something convincing results soon, those above might reconsider this cooperation. Please be prepared for that. Understood. Zimmerman finally mutters a reply, the confidence in his voice clearly replaced by distress. I will personally deliver that Syrian doll into your hands by the end of the day. The officer nods and turns to leave the room without another word. Once the door closes, Zimmerman's smile vanishes instantly, his face twisting into a grotesque expression. He snatches up a nervy wine glass and hurls it violently against the wall. Chilowit ends the call and looks at the small figure behind her. Oh my, you're finally back, my little flower. You bitch. Helena trembles uncontrollably as she stares wide-eyed at the woman before her. She tries to make the floating spheres protect her, but they aren't responding at all. My lovely little flower, did you forget who gave them to you? Chilowit produces a button and presses it lightly. The spheres immediately dim and drop lifelessly to the ground. Even though Mrs. Snowwolf managed to outplay me, I still have my own trump card. Thanks to it, I was able to find you. Helena's voice is barely a whisper, but Chilobit can still make out her words. Someone will come save me. Who? Those two dolls? Chilobit bursts into laughter. They abandoned you all alone in that filthy sewer for the sake of their own plan, and you still trust them. That's hilarious. If they cared about you even a little more, I wouldn't have been able to catch you at all. Also, they have thoroughly enraged that Tyrian doll. I bet they are getting beaten to a pulp right about now. Alright, my dear. Let's not dwell into such unpleasant things. Come now, the reason you exist in this world is about to appear. Let's hurry and get everything ready. Faced with this absurd and bizarre woman, Helena's body continues to shake uncontrollably, but her fear doesn't last long, because her consciousness soon succumbs to darkness. No! Helena! Well, this is all for today. It's been 1 hour and 20 minutes. Yep. In 4 days, it's the rest of it. So, I guess I'll see you either tomorrow in Enfield if I don't get bored enough and try to finish them before, or I'll see you Wednesday if the patch comes early for us, or Friday for Corposant Part 2. So that's it. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. Please give a like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever comes available. And all that things that a YouTuber says. I have been Ignas Eterna, and I hope you come back next time. Thank you, and bye bye.